We have with us this morning the Philippines' top customer service expert, Perez Patel. She was featured speaker at the Customer Loyalty Management Conference, and she's here to speak with us this morning about how customer experience in the Philippines can become world-class. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Claire. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. First of all, tell me, how does one become a customer service expert?
Well, you don't just become an expert overnight. I started with just being a regular customer,
right?
With a series of bad experiences.
Okay.
And I thought that there's got to be a better way to share that voice to people who can make differences in the industry. So 10 years ago, I started my company called SatisFIND. And the purpose was really to gather voices from real customers and share them with the owners, the management, so that they can really make differences in how they can improve their services.
So you really made it a goal to do research and a lot of studying about how customers deal with these companies. Now, why is it important to have really good customer service in the country?
Okay, we're known to be very hospitable and warm people outside the Philippines, but here in the Philippines, from a local servicing another Filipino, there's a gap. And we felt that how can we improve on the business if we don't really offer great customer service to our fellow countrymen? So this could be also having bad traffic, the infrastructure. These are forms of services. But if you go as simple as calling for a pizza, delivery, going to a bank, noticing a really long line, these are really very simple things that I feel that businesses can really make differences overnight if they really commit to it.
And I know that you've been invited and you did a lot of speeches in different forums with businessmen and other people. Now, give us some tips for these people who own businesses and how to have good service for their customers.
Okay. One is, let's put an end to this pwede na mentality. Here in the Philippines, pwede na yan, okay na yan. It's an excuse to be mediocre. So how can we be excellent and be known for customer service worldwide if we have this kind of mentality? Second is, put an end to this pasensya na po.
Okay. How? I answer that when there's a mistake has been done, and
immediately the service provider would say pasensya na po.
Right.
And it's actually an excuse to get away from the situation without really understanding where the customer is coming from and what the customer needs to recover that bad experience. Pasensya na po is never an apology. It really means be patient with me, have tolerance. So if you're in a very bad experience as a customer, pasensya na po, it doesn't do anything for you.
So instead, what should it be instead of pasensya na po?
So a service provider should first thank the customer for giving the feedback. We need to have that culture of welcoming feedback. Every complaint is an opportunity for any business to improve. Second is you acknowledge the emotion behind that complaint. Not necessarily the complaint is real. It could be perceived, but at the end of the day, the customer felt that I shouldn't be in this situation. So you acknowledge the emotion and then commit to a turnaround time when you can get back to the customer with an answer and hopefully a solution to the problem.
And lastly, for the customers, who who experience this in a day-to-day basis, what is the best way to approach a situation like that, where you know that you've been given bad service and you want to do something about it?
I've started SatisFIND with that mission in mind, that I want to have a voice. So let's also, as customers, let's not be as tolerant. Let's take it, be it our mission to speak to the manager, give our feedback. You don't always have to scream at the service provider. I don't really encourage that. But get your point across.
Right.
And if you are in a position where you can give a message to people who can make differences, like the owner or even the president of the company, go ahead, write a letter. I've started doing that because I'm a magnet for bad service. But instead of ranting on social media, I said, I don't want a quick fix to this problem. I want something long-term.
Right.
So I would write a letter unsolicited to the president, give them my feedback, my experience, and how they can make long-term changes in the business.
Right. Well, those are good tips. Thank you so much for coming in this morning, Michelle.
Thank you, Claire.
Thank you. That was Michelle Perez, Patel, customer service expert. Now, Headline News is taking a quick break. Back in a bit with more stories.